Hola, buenos días. Bienvenidos a mis clases de español en directo. Hi everyone. Buenos días. I think we all know buenos días means good day, hello. What we don't know probably is bienvenidos, which means welcome. Bienvenidos a mis clases de español en directo. And en directo means live. And I know this isn't live, but it's kind of the next best thing. If I want to ask you how you are, which I do, it's ¿qué tal? Or ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? And they kind of mean the same thing. How are you? How's it going? You could use one or the other one, or you could use both. You could say ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? And I might want to respond to you. For example, muy bien here. Muy bien, which means very well. Muy bien. And I might want to respond y tú, and you, y tú. And you probably noticed that the e spelt like a y is the word for and in Spanish. Y tú, and you. I might want to give a slightly longer answer, which would be yo, me. Here we are, look, yo. Estoy muy bien. Estoy means I am. Estoy muy bien. Yo estoy muy bien. And there's a range of things you might want to say. Muy bien, very well, which is probably what you're most likely to say. If you're not sure how you're feeling, and it's all a little bit kind of comme si, comme ça, and so-so, you might want to say regular. Regular. And if you're feeling really miserable, you could say mal. Estoy muy mal. Estoy muy mal. I'm very bad. Okay. So, what I want to look at now is a system for learning Spanish remotely that I'm trying to put into place for you guys whilst we're in this lockdown situation. And that system is going to revolve around some YouTube videos, short YouTube videos that I'm going to put in place for you that hopefully you'll all be able to access really easily to help you with your learning whilst we're not in school. Okay. So, number one, YouTube videos for explanation of language and really for me to give you a chance to do some little activities whilst you're listening to the video. I will probably ask you to pause the video and give you a little task to do, and then we'll kind of look at the answers and you can correct your own work. And links, or the link to these new videos, which I hope to post every few days, maybe every couple of days on class charts, will be in class charts. So you'll get a pop-up in class charts where you would normally see a homework, and in that homework you'll see a link to YouTube which will take you to the video. In tandem with YouTube and these little mini lessons that I'm going to give you, you'll be able to access the same language that we're looking at in these YouTube videos on Quizlet and Memrise. And it's really important that you do that alongside watching the videos, because just watching the videos is great for explaining the language, but it is not going to help you remember the key words and phrases in your long-term memory. For that you have to repeatedly see things, and as we all probably know, Quizlet and Memrise both force you down that route and in quite an engaging way, force you down that route of seeing the same language, writing it repeatedly, seeing it repeatedly until you really know it well and you don't have to think too hard about it. And I always recommend 10 minutes a day, as it says here, 10 minutes a day minimum, really. Obviously you might have the odd day when you can't do it, but it's good to train yourself to do, oh, I need to do my 10 minutes of Spanish today, and perhaps have the same time of day to do it so that you get into a routine. If you do that, your Spanish is going to be really good. The phone apps for these two programs are really good. The phone apps are really good. Any problems that you have with Quizlet or Memrise, I have attached an unimaginatively named PowerPoint called Memrise Quizlet Help, and in that PowerPoint is a very structured, step-by-step guide as to how to use those two programs, and I've tried to anticipate all the problems that usually come up and answer them in those PowerPoints. If you're still having problems, obviously let me know by email. So all of the files and the YouTube link will be posted in homework tasks in class charts for you. So that's how you're initially going to become aware of it. A note, just a quick sort of aside on lost passwords. Firstly, I'm constantly having students and sometimes parents coming to me to say, lost my username and password for Memrise or Quizlet. If you, as I asked you to, made a note of that in a Word document and saved it to your H drives at school so that you could always refer to it if you did forget, I can access those for you and send them to you. So it's always worth just approaching me to find out whether I can help you regarding that. So lost passwords, if you really can't remember your password or your username or you're struggling to log in, let me know and I'll send you, if you've created one, your password document. As regards linking to your class or your group on Quizlet and Memrise, the help PowerPoint that I mentioned earlier, this Memrise Quizlet help PowerPoint, should guide you through that process. But again, if you've got any problems, come back to me. Lastly, on this Memrise subscriptions, I've had a few parents and a few students come to me saying that Memrise are trying to charge me if I want to continue to use it. In other words, they want you to subscribe. As far as I know, they don't require that you subscribe and pay them money, but what they do is pop up windows all the time to ask you to subscribe and try and cajole you into doing that. Just close the windows. If it actually does turn out that they are moving towards a subscription only service, please let me know that, because we would probably have to unfortunately stop using Memrise and just use Quizlet, because I can't expect people to start paying for these services. And Quizlet actually is very good, and it's been tweaked in recent years to improve the method of learning, in my view. So it would be a shame to lose Memrise, but we just need to monitor whether they're trying to get us to pay for it. Why am I producing videos? Firstly, because we're in lockdown and it's a good way for me to provide you with classes and lessons remotely. I've also got half an eye on the future when we do finally come back to school, which hopefully won't be too far in the distant future, as a way of supporting you at home. So you could look at these little videos and I can provide you with little videos to support you with homework, or even just to give you homework as to watch a video. And key to all this is it gives you the ability to learn independent of me. So I don't need to be there. You can learn your Spanish without me, which is a good thing. Finally, there's three other little things that I thought maybe give videos quite the edge when it comes to teaching. You can play a video back, so if you don't get it the first time round, or it's maybe quite a tricky concept, you can play it 2 or 3 times until you do. I can explain stuff really clearly to you, hopefully. And thirdly, you can hear the pronunciation of the language in a video, which is again really useful for you, so you can hear how those words sound in the language. When you go into class charts and you open up these video homeworks, you will see probably some attachments, maybe not always, and there'll be PowerPoints or Word documents most likely. And you've obviously got the option to print those if you want to, and if you've got a printer at home. Any attachments, so if you just look at point 4, any attachments in the homework that are marked reference, so it might say, I don't know, self and family reference vocabulary, something like that. So if the reference appearing in the title of the document, make sure you've got that to hand before you start watching the video if you can, because it's likely that you might have to refer to those documents. And it's probably also likely that if you can print them, you might want to do that, but obviously not everybody's got a printer, and I understand that. Finally, necesitas, which means you need, necesitas, before you watch the videos, un bolígrafo, a pen, un bolígrafo, un cuaderno, an exercise book of some sort, o papel, or paper. So you'll need un bolígrafo, a pen, un cuaderno o papel, an exercise book or paper. You don't need to write everything down. That's really quite important. Watch the video, try and take in what I'm saying to you. You don't need to record all of the Spanish, because I will give you reference documents that I've designed to go with the learning that we're doing. I hope that they're laid out very clearly. You know that the Spanish is accurate on those documents because I've checked them many times over. So we can concentrate on kind of using the language rather than just copying stuff down, which doesn't really achieve too much. And the PowerPoint itself will probably be available for you to look back at if you need to. And that's it. That's my sort of little introduction to what I'm going to be doing for you remotely. So it just remains for me to say hasta luego or hasta pronto, see you soon, which maybe we won't. I hope we do, but hasta pronto, hasta luego, adiós, hasta la próxima vez, until the next time, hasta la próxima vez, adiós.